Right, good morning guys, how are we? How are you doing today? Okay, it's a little bit of a sad note today to start with. Basically, we're not getting much traction on the channel now. Most videos are only getting like between 100 and 200 views at best, even though we've got well over 600 subscribers. So obviously we're not hitting the niche that you all want. However, what it means is the amount of work it takes to keep putting a video out every week and for it not to get much traction is quite, well, I'd say upsetting, but it's a lot of work for not a lot. So all of you regular viewers on here, I thank you so much for your support. I thank you for all your comments and everything else. We are still going to put videos out, we're just not doing one a week anymore. We're just going to do them as and when, because what's happening is every time I go out on the bike, all I seem to be doing is vlogging, and it's taking a bit away from the actual enjoyment of the riding. Don't get me wrong, it's nice to get back and see it all and see where I've been and what I've been doing, but you know, we're trying to think of things to say to you and you know, just generally. So that out of the way, we're not going to be doing one a week anymore. They're just going to be as and when, and then I'm going to have some more rides out as and when, and when I think it's one that we're worth doing, we'll do it. Other than that, yeah, not so much. So again, everybody that's supporting the channel, thank you so much. We do appreciate it. It's worth doing them just for yourselves. So just watch out now. Instead of being every Saturday, they're going to be, well, there's actually 1, 2, 3 more to come out. I'm going to stuff this one in somewhere. So from today, there's 3 more to come out on the next 3 Saturdays, and then yeah, that's going to be kind of it. We've had a lot of expense with GoPros and media mods and mics, and just to try and give you the best experience possible, and we're just not getting any traction. And I'm not being picky here, but I am watching other channels that I feel are sound wise especially not very good, and they're getting thousands of views. So I'm just not hitting the niche. And short of having an accident, I really don't see what I can do. So like I say, thanks everybody. There won't be, for the next 3 or 4 weeks there'll be one a week, and then after that there'll just be as and when. It does take a very long time to process a video, so I'm taking all my days off or processing. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy it, and if it was for, you know, 500-600 people, then happy days. And if the channel suddenly picks up and we start getting a lot of views, then that's what I'll do. So that's the end of the sad bit. I'm not moaning, I'm not complaining. It's down to us. Whatever we're doing wrong, it just is what it is. It's just one of those. So what I thought to do today is I'm on my own. So this is going to be a Suzuki GSX1000 GT review as just a rider. I've had plenty of time to get used to the bike. I can only say that she has excelled in all expectations, but I realised I haven't actually done from just a single point of view. So let's do it today. So room wise, superb, loads of room, mirrors are absolutely brilliant, see plenty out of them, there's no issues there at all. The dash, very easy to read, very easy to get round. I always keep traction control on 1, I think it's on 1, yeah, just to keep the light out really. It doesn't interfere in anything. We keep the power on A. I figure that when it rains or something I can deal with that with my right hand. However, it has got A, B and C. So it's got A for normal running, B which obviously detunes it a little bit, and C for rain. I'm a big believer, if you're going to ride, a lot of people ride around in B, they say it's smoother or it's whatever. I don't, and if you're going to do that, just buy a smaller engine bike. There's no point in buying a 1000cc and then just knocking the power off of it, in my own opinion. That's not for me to determine that somebody doesn't want a 1000cc bike and wants to drive at 30 mile an hour, pays your money, takes your choice. Fueling, absolutely superb fueling. It's Potter through villages at 30 and 4th and not even a glitch. Yeah, honestly, I'll tell you what, let's have a razz down here because I just don't think I've ever been down here before. Handling wise, from a little bit, obviously I've been out this morning, and the handling wise is just stunning. It does make a lot of difference when you have a pillion on the bike, a lot of difference, and don't get me wrong, it handles really well too up. But when you get on it on your own, it feels much more like a sports bike. Much more like a sports bike. Weather today looks like it's going to rain later on, excuse me. The other thing as well is, one of the things going back to the first part, which I meant to mention, my health's not great and it's deteriorating, and you know, I want to spend a bit more time with Tez and going out in the car and, you know, having a bit more time with them, with Tez and the dog, Socks. Right, back to the bike. So it feels very light and nimble when it's when you're single on it. Very light and nimble. It's just power wise, loads of it, absolutely loads of it. And suspension, well, obviously it feels a little bit more stiffer. Obviously with two of us on, there's a bit more weight on it, so it's going to push it on down a bit more. On your own it's quite, well, this road's not great anyway, excuse me. The gearbox, if you're still looking at one of these, or even the GX, you can put the comparisons together, to be honest with you, but the GX and this, gearbox wise, absolutely gorgeous. If you've not seen the review on the GX, we've done a review on it, and I loved the suspension on it, absolutely loved it. And obviously I didn't have time to work out how to set it up or anything. So I didn't get a chance to set it up properly or anything. I just rode it as it came out of the box. However, I do remember going over some speed humps on it and thinking, wow, this not so much. However, again, solo, yeah, it's pretty good. This suspension is actually set as it came out the box. I haven't touched it. I haven't found any need to. Whether there is any need to, I really don't know, but I'm quite happy with it. It's done everything. It's never made me feel like, you know, something's not right at any point. Yeah, one of my last videos, this is, in fact, this is the route we came down in the GX, funnily enough. That's a bit strange, isn't it? Come from a completely different angle, but there you go. Like, so I'm doing 24 miles an hour and it's like it's quite happy. No fueling issues at all. I know when I had my GSX1000, the Street Fighter type, I found that yeah, it's just so nice, so light, just yeah, that engine, the fueling on that wasn't great. In fact, the first ones, the 2015 I think they were horrendous. Suzuki dealers were trying to sort them out. Mine was the 2017, wasn't quite as bad, but it's still, the fueling was still very jerky. But what I found was, or I think it was, it felt like, you know, when you're hitting bumps, as if the throttle was so responsive, it was like you're turning the throttle like that all the time and making the bike So yeah, this is obviously being solo, it's a lot more flickable, nimble, a lot more wanting to go, but that's expected, isn't it? However, 2 up, fully laden with luggage and everything, it will still take you south of France, no problem at all. I'm just doing this as I've not done it before. What else do you want to know about it? Handlebars are beautiful. They are different to the GT are more, you're more sort of supposed to be sat upright, which I think you are, and they're saying that you've got a bit more leg room, although I didn't find that, but it could be right. I did find that my knee started hurting on the GX, and that's no detrimental to that bike at all, but we both me and Tez said it was comfortable and it was sporty, to be fair. And like they've said, it's not trying to be the an out and out, you know, adventure bike. It's trying to be a cross between the two, because obviously they have got the V-Strom anyway, if you want an adventure bike. That's going through the gearbox beautifully. Obviously this one now has done 1700 miles, so we ran it in absolutely explicitly how the book said, and the engine is an absolute peach. I haven't got any rattles that have been reported, although some people reported them coming after 5,000 miles, timing chain rattles. To be fair, I think all my Suzukis have had a bit of a rattle on them after they've been running and got loosened off. Apparently it's something Suzuki don't think is a problem because they're not repairing them or doing anything with them. However, the owners are finding it a bit distorting, so you might find a lot of these for sale with 5,000 mile on them. It's not something that would bother me while it's under warranty, because if it goes bang, then please Suzuki can have a new engine. You set it up. I don't thrash this at all. We tend to try and stick to some speed limits, and you know, so I can't comment on its full out and out power. I just know that it's got plenty for me. Oh look, a surface that's been a new surface, proper surface by the looks of it. Is it, or is it just one they've just tried to, I think it's like the Stones one, but they've laid it a bit differently. I don't know. Comment if you can. So brakes, yeah, solo brakes are really good. I find them alright anyway, even 2 up. I don't have a problem with them. Lots of people do. I think what they're saying is the feel. I don't think they're saying they're not up to scratch, because they are. If you grab a handful, then it stops. But I think what they're saying is that it's not, the feel for them's not there. However, once you own it, you'll get used to it. Obviously. Screen, I changed the screen. I found the screen wasn't adequate enough, but that was because of vlogging, nothing to do with how I felt. The screen itself, there was a lot of wind coming into my helmet, so it was obviously a lot of wind coming into the camera. So then what I did was I put a little extension on it, which helped, to be fair, it did help. And because that helped a bit, I went out and bought the double bubble, and I'm glad I did, because I prefer the look of it. Chain and sprockets, I feel or felt they were a bit cheap and nasty. However, 100% sure they do the job. I changed the chain and sprockets just because, I don't know, perhaps I'm just being a bit vain, maybe. Just felt that it just, even Tez turned around first time we took her out and said that the chain and sprocket looked very cheap. So we improved it, but straight out the crate they're fine, absolutely fine. Chain and sprockets are no problem at all. Not an issue. What else? I've gone on and on and on and on about the tyres. Yeah, just look at all the proper rotate motorcycle news and people like that. You know, there's plenty on there about them. For normal standard riding, for toddling around and what have you, they're fine. I prefer something a bit better, but that's personal choice again. So we're not going to waffle on about that. These, like I said, handling, it's gorgeous. You just lay it in. It's on low, really bumpy road and not an issue at all. Not bothered it with one iota. I know the camera won't show you how much I leaned that in, but it was enough. Especially on a bumpy road, it just soaked the bumps up and went round. Suspension on this is awesome. Not as good as the GX though. I would, to be honest with you, if they made this with that suspension, I'd be very tempted. Not yet, but I would be tempted. So surprisingly enough, we can't believe how fast time's gone by. We've owned this now about 8 months, and in that time it's just honestly, it makes me smile every time I go out on it. I mean, all I've done is come out today, give you a quick review of it as a solo rider, and obviously give you some information about the channel, and I'm grinning, absolutely grinning. So, what I was going to tell you about it. Tank range about 150 mile I think I'm getting. I don't tend to really look at it. I know we've done a couple of good 100 milers and still been caught with a tank left, so yeah, 120, 130 miles, so I'm assuming that you'll probably get about 150 out of it if you drive it gently. Obviously the harder you drive it, the less you're going to get. Right, I mean, I'm down here. I'm used to being 30 in fourth because, you know, we're 2 up. I'm down here now 28 mile an hour going uphill, which again the GoPro won't show you, in fifth, and she's just purring, and she's just over 2,000 revs. I'm not saying I recommend you to ride it like that, but it's fine, absolutely fine. Oh, there's a little road there I've never been down. I think I might turn around and go down there. Listen guys, I urge you to do this. Just if you just see a road you've never been down before, just go and have a bogger down it. You never know what you're going to see. It might lead to nowhere, and again it might lead to somewhere. All I can say is there's a great view. Okay, well, the camera position, by the way, I'm on my 3rd media mod now, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to just leave it connected. I'm not messing about anymore, taking it out and putting it back, and I'm just going to leave it connected, charge the camera from that, and obviously I charge it while I'm riding anyway. Might not be a lovely day, but it's still nice. Well, it's not warm, but it's perfect riding weather. About 17 degrees. So I wouldn't turn around and say it's well, if you need any more than that, good luck to you. Pulls your arms off, and that's still not getting it full throttle because I know the wheel will come up. I can't do that on camera. Okay, I didn't realise I made this a 50. I do now. You know what, they are sneaky. Well, I pulled outside road, haven't I? So yeah, very comfortable this bike is. I've seen people complaining about the seat. Really, I don't know what you use. It depends what you're used to, doesn't it? It depends what you've come off. I've been said it many times in previous videos. I wear cycling shorts all the time. and I don't have any issues at all, none. And I mean, you know, I've just ordered some cycling shorts for 13 quid. I just think they're the best thing for motorcycling. And the funny thing is, there's a company started doing something very similar, but calling them motorbike pants or motorcycle pants, something like that. I think they're the same thing. Keep your derriere nice and comfy. So yeah, that's what I do for comfort. Neither me nor Tez, don't get me wrong, after 100 miles be ready to get off. The difference with this bike that I've found is when I get off of it, I can you know, when I'm feeling a bit achy and I'm ready, I get off it, 10 minutes and I'm fine. See, I find the seating position on this absolutely superb, but I've come off sports bikes, so maybe if you've come off, you know, GS's and things like that, it might be a bit more uncomfortable, but there's plenty of padding there, loads. But again, yeah, I'm used to a sports bike seat. What else can I tell you about it? So it's 150 brake horsepower, it's 70 odd newton meters of torque, it's about 79 I think it is. They brought a new colour out for 2024, it's a red, looks very, very nice. Or you can have this blue, or you can have a black. I think that's the colour schemes on it. But yeah, the red is very nice. What else do you need to know? It's been that long since I've done a proper review. My feet, again, comfortable. It's not a sports bike, but not touring. It's probably a little bit more of an angle on my legs, which may be why I thought the GX was a bit more cramped, because if there's a little bit more room, that might have been what made my knee give a little bit. Oh, bit of a waffle this one, isn't it? Headlights, not best at night, but then Suzuki's never have been. I've always said you won't put headlights, you buy an Honda. But to be perfectly honest with you, I don't go out at night very much anyway. There is a video of it at night, wasn't that impressed. I still haven't got around to adjusting them, but apparently if you look in your manual, there's a way of adjusting them, which I think I'll do today. I'll have a look and see what it's about. Obviously I'll be doing this video, and so from a single rider's point of view, the Suzuki S1000 GT is stunning. If you're on a sports bike and you've had enough of it aching and breaking you, because I think it's a certain age group that ride sports bikes, which is probably 40s up, because it is a bit like a midlife crisis. I'm not saying it's a midlife crisis to buy one, I've had enough of them, but it's that feeling of, oh, you know, I brought my kids up, I'm free again, I can do what I want. This is worth a try. Go and test drive one. You'll be very surprised. Very surprised. I was. Especially as I've got a video out there with me test riding the first one I tried, that something was wrong with the gearbox. There was nothing wrong with the gearbox, nothing at all. Somebody had turned, I didn't realise, but you can turn the quick shifter off. And somebody had turned the quick shifter off, and I'm riding it like it's got a quick shifter. So I wasn't very impressed with the gearbox at all. Thank you. However, when we went to a Suzuki day, if you've already seen the video about this, I'm sorry, we went to a Suzuki day to go and try the new Hayabusa. We'd already ridden it once, but you know, it's nice to get on it again. So we jumped on the new, wanted to jump on the new Hayabusa. When we got there was a couple in front of us. We were going to try it out. And they asked, because it was a Suzuki day, and there was obviously, they wanted all the bikes to go out every time for videos and pictures and things like that. They asked us if we would take the GT because it was the only one nobody was going out on, and both me and Tez turned around and went, no, you're all right, we'll just have a burger and a coffee. And after like asking us 2 or 3 times, I'm not saying they were pleading because they weren't, but they asked us 2 or 3 times, are you sure you wouldn't take it out? Yeah, we'd like it to be out for the photo shoots. And we went, well, yeah, if you want it for the photo shoots, then that's fine. Quite happy to do that. And the difference, we rode it, and the difference, we both went, that's on our shortlist of a bike, our new bike, because obviously at the time we had a GSX1000, and we both turned around and said, that's, yeah, definitely on a shortlist. But it rode like this one, exactly the same as this one does, and fell in love with it. So much so that my plan all the way along was to ride the Booster with Tez and go and put a deposit down on one, because I just thought that was the one. I'd ridden it before and you know, loved it. However, Tez said exactly what it was about it, that you don't start enjoying yourself until you're doing silly speeds. You've got to like be running it up to, you know, 3 figures, and then it's like, oh yeah, it's starting to get a bit more about it, shall we say. Because of that, we decided that then, well, you know, so we didn't just do it then, we went back and had another go on the GX. Sorry, GT. I'm saying the name of my own bike now. Yeah, we decided to have another go on the GT and see what we thought. And lo and behold, we bought one. Well, our brakes are amazing. What are you all on about? I'm even trail braking with this. Look guys, I'm going to end this now. Yeah, I can't say enough superlatives. Things I've done to it: chain sprocket, tyres, windshield, windscreen, whatever you want to call it. Crash bungs down the side there. And that's about it. That's about all I've done. So please, if you are enjoying the videos, share them out with your friends and see if we can build it up a little bit. I mean, I don't mind if we're just going to get the short amount of people watching, that's fine, but obviously then we'll just do, you know, there'll still be at least one a month coming out at least. But I'm gonna do some rides where I'm not recording and just go out for the ride, a bit like I'm gonna do now. So listen guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care everybody, ride safe. That's our slogan. Make sure you ride safe. You put your keys in that ignition, your family want to see you back at home. Yeah, so get yourself back home as well, but do it with a smile on your face. So everyone, for now, I'll say goodbye. Bye bye.